Miss Verma, can men get pregnant?
Dr. Verma,
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're all
Dr. Verma,
addressing
can
each
men
other
get
with-
pregnant? As a doctor, give me your opinion. As a doctor, can men get pregnant?
I mean,
I'll move on to the next one. Doctor, can men get pregnant?
No.
I know you're a lawyer, an AG, like I was an AG. Can men get pregnant?
No.
But let me just tell you, you're about to see Josh Hawley talk to a doctor, not a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, not a vet, an actual medical doctor, somebody who treats patients. And after what we see in this clip here, she should never be authorized to work on a patient ever again. There's no way you can trust anything that comes out of this woman's mouth if you're a patient, because of what happens in these next couple minutes. Now, again, I've got to be very careful because it's a big question that he asked her, a hard question, a very thought-provoking question that many of us probably have pondered, never. But she has a problem. As a medical doctor, all of her schooling, well, listen to this.
Why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what.
What do you mean where it's going? Is the sky blue? I mean, you got to think about that. Oh, yeah, the sky's blue. Is the sun yellow or gold? Yeah. Can you tell us, can a man get pregnant? It's pretty simple. I mean, there's not a lot to think about, is there? I don't know where this is going. I'll tell you where it's going. I'm asking you a question. You're a medical doctor, and all your medicaling, the entire career, you went to med school someplace and you worked on cadavers and looked at all microscopes and checked things out. Can a man get pregnant?
What the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's.
He didn't ask you that. He didn't ask you who you take care of. Put it this way, this doesn't matter whether you're a first-year law student. This doesn't matter if you haven't even opened a practice yet. This shouldn't matter if you went to first grade. Can a man get pregnant? That's the question. I'm not implying anything. I'm just restating the question.
Where I paused, I think, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question is.
This is where we are. It's 2026. The Supreme Court is trying to determine whether or not boys should play in girl sports. And you got physicians, actual medical doctors, like, how'd you get your degree? How did you possibly get a degree? How did you get your business license? Right now, this woman's business license should be revoked. She's a quack. She knows about as much as medicine as I do. At least I could tell you, no, they can't. How do you know? I'm one of them. I can't get pregnant. It's that simple. And guess what? None of my friends can either, nor my uncles, nor did my dad. It doesn't happen. Case closed, right?
Just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get
I take care
pregnant?
of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
Let me just.
See, the question I have, and I would have for her if I was there, is what is wrong with you people all of a sudden not being able to even answer the question? I guarantee you if I subpoenaed her records and I looked at some charts and it said treated 25-year-old male today, treated 25-year-old female today. It's only been in the last couple of years with even asking the question, they can't even, I can't go there. You know why? Because answering the question correctly destroys that incomplete ideology. So they can't answer it. It's not even possible to be answered. They have to toe the line. Nobody wants to be that one that says, no, they can't. Because if they said the answer to the question, it's as strong as not telling us the answer to the question, that everything, this whole, you know what, is completely bat poop BS. I'm sorry, you can play cosplay. I'm sorry, you can go ahead and put on a dress and do whatever that's up to you up here. Wrong doctor, wrong medical doctor. You need to be going to a psychiatrist. I want to talk to you about what's going on between your legs. Can you have one or can you not? And the doctors won't answer that.
Let me just remind you, you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So, can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
Yes/no questions like this are a political tool. Is your shirt red? Is it an off-color red? Is your hair brown? Are we in Washington, D.C.? How about that? Can we start there? Is today Wednesday? You know, they're pretty much yes or no questions. Yes or no questions now in the eyes of libnuts is politically motivated. Does a fish swim? Can we start? I mean, let's get the easy ones out first. Stuff that, takes no, yes or no. Like yes or no. Can fish swim? Yeah. Okay. Now we have a basis point. If you touch a hot stove, will you get burned? There's only two answers there. Yeah. Okay. If you spit in the wind, will it come back and hit you? Maybe. All right, I'll give you the maybe on that one. Can men have babies? It's political or something.
Oh, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a...
What complexity? You're either standing or you're squatting. You're either, I can get a little bit more graphic, but I won't. You're making this thing so complex for me. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's too many answers here. This was the perfect exchange to illustrate the Democrat Party. If medical physicians who are licensed to treat people cannot tell you whether a man can or can't get pregnant, how do you expect their politicians to put forth policy to govern the rest of America? Because even Ketanji Jackson, who's on the Supreme Court, she couldn't answer it. So now we have a whole legion of people who cannot even, it's too much, it's hurting my head, it's complex, who can't even answer the question, the most basic essence of a question. Can't, won't, refuse, afraid, because it just tears down everything that they're trying to do. It tears the curtain off behind the scenes. We now know, we know it's complete BS, but they're afraid that some of the people in the audience will understand, the emperor's got no clothes. I don't know how you do this when you're a physician. I don't know how you do this in any profession when you can't answer the most basic of questions, because the ideology attached to the question exposes you as a complete nut.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with.
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's
He should have stood up and just pulled his, can I get pregnant? Yeah, look, does that work the way, pregnancy works? I mean, the guy, he's being very proper, but at some point, hold up some pictures. She's not getting it. What's this? What's that thing, that dangly thing right there? All right. This person doesn't have one of those dangly things, right? Yeah. How does this person become like that person? I mean, if we're going to have to get granimals out here or something where these people can understand, and to me, it's odd because the idiocy of this exchange is so embarrassing for the rest of us, as we're like, you are completely crazy. You shouldn't even have a driver's license, never mind a medical license.
biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question. It sounds like.
Biological males.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can't.
She's not going to answer. But this should be shown to every single kid. Hey, boys, come over here. Girls, come over here. Got a question for you. Real simple question. You're like 12 or 13. Can you have a baby? No. It's that simple. It is that. There's no complexity about it. They've made it complex. They've made it because they put this mindset into kids. And they've shown these kids that, hey, listen, everybody can do the same thing. If you want to ride a bike or if you want to, ride a scooter, everybody can do the same thing. But you can't. This is godless. This is completely evil. Remember, and I shouldn't say that because I don't know. I'm assuming she put her hand on the Bible. Maybe this was a non-sworn-in testimony, but can you imagine somebody putting their hand on the Bible or whatever it is she worships from and saying, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Good. Since we got that out of the way, can a man have a baby? Evil personified.
Men get pregnant? Yes or no?
Again, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you that is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
I don't know who's in the audience, but it should be a collective face palming. I'm gonna let her off the hook. I can't talk about this anymore because it hurts my brain. Let's just watch her flop around the dock here.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask, I think it is extraordinary that we are here and hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men. We are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
We were past it 1,000 years ago. That exit was way back on the highway. That's when you first learn, you get the talk from your parents. Hey, don't do this because this could happen. Okay, why? Because that was, yeah, we were talking, that goes way back, all the way back, caveman days. Way past it. What the Democrats did is take a complete society's worth of knowledge and turn it upside down and say, well, yeah, no, they can too. No, they can't. There is nothing you can do, nothing to change that immutable fact.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not polarizing, that is truth. It is also, by the way, the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women. And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to science, to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women. And I think it's extraordinary that you would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited and rejected by the American people in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange because it is exceptionally clarifying. It is also in many ways quite depressing. I see that my time has nearly expired. I just want to thank the other witnesses for being here. Thank you for protecting women and children. Thank you for your valiant efforts. Thank you for following the science. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this hearing.
Senator, also.
So everybody should look up Miss Verma, Dr. Verma, because she should never, ever see another patient in her life. I don't know where she practices. I don't know where her office is, but people should be going on Yelp and going, wait a second, I can't trust anything she says. Oops, I'm sorry. I can't trust anything it says because maybe I'm making an assumption that she's a she. If she can't tell the difference, I was like, do you have kids? Yeah. Does your husband, how many of those did he have? How come he didn't have them? We're in cuckoo land. We are in absolute cuckoo land with these people.